Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to Confidence After Cancer. I'm Gabby Mottershead, cancer recovery coach and creator of the Powerfully You coaching program, where I help professional women rebuild their confidence, their identity and their direction after cancer treatment ends. And if you're listening today and something inside of you is thinking, I don't quite feel like myself anymore, I want you to know you are exactly who I created this podcast for. And if you'd like support with this, you can book a confidence clarity call with me. The link is in the show notes somewhere around this podcast. Just click on the link and we can hook up and have a call together. Now, in today's episode, we're talking about something that so many women experience, but very few people are talking about this. And that is why life after cancer can feel so emotionally confusing. Because on the outside, you're fine, treatment is finished, people expect you to move on. You may even be back at work. This is my experience. This was the time that I found most confusing and the most emotional, even more so than the diagnosis and going through the treatment, where I was just trying to put one foot in front of the other, had lots of support, lots of encouragement. And when they're all finished, I expected to feel triumphant. Put the get well cards down, put them away. I was like, yeah, this is it now, I'm back to my old self. But actually I wasn't. I was far from my old self. On the inside, everything felt different, and I really struggled with this for quite some time. I've worked through that now. I've trained to become a coach, and I've learned lots of tools, techniques and tips that I share with people. Part of the reason why I do this podcast. But I recognise that for me, this was a very difficult period. And for many people, it's something that's not spoken about enough. It can be a hell of a shock. But I want you to know, if this is you, you are not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. Because this is something that I see all the time in the women that I work with privately. And these are not women who are weak. These are not women who are fragile or women who lack confidence before cancer treatment. Quite the opposite. These are women that I work with who were often high performing, very capable, really good at multitasking, successful in their careers, maybe managers, they may be leaders, business owners quite often. Women who wear a lot of hats, as we all do, juggling roles. They may have been matriarchs in their family, and as I see more and more women of my age, they may be in what they call that sandwich generation, which is caring for older people in their family, maybe parents, and maybe caring for younger people as well, their children or their grandchildren. But these are women who were used to being in control, but after cancer treatment, something had shifted. They go back to work or they go back to their old roles and they try to carry on as before, but underneath the surface, it's quite common to feel emotionally fragile, quite disconnected from yourself, and unsure of what you actually want anymore. And this can create a very uncomfortable feeling of, why can't I just get back to normal? Question that I ask myself. And here's the truth that changed everything for me once I realised this. You're not supposed to go back to who you were before, because cancer changes you. Not just physically, what you've been through, the treatment, maybe surgeries, whatever treatment you've been through, but more importantly, emotionally, mentally, and psychologically. Your priorities may shift. Your tolerance may change. Mine certainly has. I've got no time for BS anymore. I've got no time for people who waste my time, people who are just drains. I've got no time for that at all. So my tolerance has certainly changed. But you might find that your identity evolves. And for many years, this was me. My identity was so caught up with being the role that I was playing at work and the role that I was playing in my family. And when that changed, it was very disconcerting. And nobody taught me how to navigate that. My medical team were absolutely fantastic at getting me through the treatment and sending me out the other side and giving me that not diagnosis, but that announcement: you no longer have evidence of disease, is what they said. Not exactly in remission. I didn't ring a bell. There wasn't like you see in the movies, but no evidence of disease. And I thought, yeah, I'll take that. And I expected to feel so good when I got that news, but actually it was a very confusing and emotional time. And nobody had taught me how to navigate that. I really had to work it out for myself. And for a while, I ended up stuck between two versions of myself. The old you that you feel you should be, the comfortable you, the you that maybe you spent decades, I did, establishing the woman that I thought I wanted to be, but I knew who I was. So I was stuck between the old you and the new you and didn't quite understand who she was yet. And that gap is where the confusion lives, because I knew the new me had to change some things in her life. For years I felt very stressed at work and I thought that I didn't have any choices. And I realised now I had more choices than I was acknowledging to myself. I got caught up in that roller coaster of life, as a lot of us do. No judgment here, just saying that the facts were I'd ended up in a place that I didn't really plan. But now I saw that gap as an opportunity to start planning the next chapter of my life with intention. And I'd like to ask you to reframe this period. So instead of asking, why do I feel so lost? Try asking, who am I becoming now? Who am I choosing to become? Because this isn't about going backwards. This is about rebuilding forwards. This is about moving forward with intention. The intention of who you are choosing to be. The intention of what you want your life to look like going forward. No matter how long that life's going to be, whether it's short, whether you've got many years ahead of you, what are you choosing to do in this time? We've all got limited time. What are you choosing to do? What are you rebuilding in the next phase of your life? And I love working with my coaching clients because I learn so much from them. And I never would share anything that would identify them. It gives me a lot of food for thought when I see so many of the same issues coming up time and time again. And as I say, really professional, capable, competent women struggling with some really profound questions. And one of my clients said something really powerful to me quite recently. And she said, I keep trying to prove that I'm still the same person, but I don't think I am anymore. And in that moment, that's not a breakdown. That is a breakthrough. That's moments of awareness. It's where a veil is lifted, because that awareness is where your next chapter begins, where you acknowledge, actually, I've got choices here. I don't have to carry on in the way that I did before. What do I want to choose? And I just want to remind you that you are allowed to want a different pace of life. You are allowed to set new boundaries. You can choose to stop overgiving. You can choose to redefine success on your terms. What does success mean? And there's no right and wrong answer to that. It's whatever it means to you. For some women, it means going back to the high-powered job. For some women, it means starting their own business where they can choose their own hours. For some women, it means not having to set an alarm clock anymore to choose when they get up in the morning. For some women, it's to choose who they spend their day with. For some women, it's thinking about choosing more joy in their life, purposefully thinking about what gives them joy and having more of that in their lives. Who doesn't want that? Whatever success looks like for you, you are allowed to redefine what success looks like. And that might be quite overwhelming when you first think of it, but actually, I prefer to think of it as very empowering. Because I'm here to remind you, you are allowed to rebuild your life in a way that actually supports who you are now, not who you were used to be or who you have been maybe for many years. So I want to leave you with a reflective question, just something to think about. What if nothing has gone wrong and you're simply in the process of becoming someone new? And I'm not saying that things happen for a reason, because you may believe that, you may not. It doesn't really matter what you believe. And I know for many years, I've seen so many examples of really sad, bad things happening to wonderful, good people. So I don't want to preach to you and say everything happens for a reason, but I just want you to reflect on the fact that in your life journey and your unique set of circumstances to you, what if nothing has gone wrong? I'm trying to reframe that and just think about that for a little while. What if you are simply in the right place now to choose how you spend the next chapter of your life? And you're simply in the process of becoming someone new, which can be for a little while confusing, but actually it's quite exciting. It's quite empowering if you surround yourself with people who will support you in this journey. And that may or may not be the people that you're used to surrounding yourself in your own life. And if this is resonating with you, if you're feeling that confusion, and you're not quite sure how to move forward, this is exactly the sort of work that I do with the women that I work with privately, helping you to rebuild your confidence, your direction, your identity in a way that actually fits who you are now. And you can book a free confidence clarity call with me. The link is in the show notes. Just click on the link and get yourself booked in if you're ready to make that call. And we can talk about you. We can talk about you, where you are now, what's feeling stuck, and what your next step could look like. So thank you so much for being here with me today. It means a lot. As always, take what you needed from this episode. I'm not here to preach, but I just want to remind you, you don't need to go backwards. You get to move forwards. Take very gentle care of yourself. Stay safe and stay sane. And I will speak to you very soon. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.